Hello, everyone, and welcome to Jarviskjir Narashiro Nights, the show that is under my command and control.
I didn't even get to drink my go juice.
And just like that, control was severed.
I was just so fascinated by how exactly you drank that coffee. It was a very deliberate action that absorbed all my mental capacity, I suppose. I don't need to ask how.
This bean water.
I was thinking that as well earlier. Like, the bean water looks good today. Aside from every time I would say coffee beans, instead I say bean cuddy, and I haven't stopped doing that for like 2 months. So
You
now
had to say that right as I took a drink.
Yes.
I nearly...
My mission is to make everyone, when they're thinking about coffee beans, to say bean cuddies instead. And until
It's never
that
gonna
is
happen
done,
for me.
I will make it happen.
I wish you the best of luck, sir.
You're going to put a lot of effort into that.
I'm putting surprisingly little effort into that. I think you'll find.
Here's the thing. Aaron and I are both very obstinate people, and you usually get a challenge. And we are neither one of us ever going to do this.
That's
But
true.
a challenge
Yeah.
where you don't think about something is like the hardest kind of challenge, because to be mindful of it is to lose the challenge.
Oh, I will
Like
just move
it's
on with my life.
such as the game, for example.
I was just about to say, yeah.
That's one of those things
That is.
that just makes me hate people. I'll be honest. It might just be because that was during the most hateful period of my life, the teenage years. But I hate it.
Right?
I hate it. Get some help. That's my opinion of that whole topic. Hey, let's play some D&D. Something that doesn't need to get any help because it's perfect just the way it is. That's not true. Lots of homebrew used here.
Yes.
I had the topic of someone recently asking me for help making a D&D character, and I was like, I don't know how useful I'll be because I am now so far removed from vanilla D&D.
We're like
Through
8
only
X-Packs
my
deep
fault.
here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, roll
So-
for initiative.
With just until people start clamoring for classic Jarviskjir. Like, yo, can we get Jarviskjir classic?
Oh,
One day.
no.
You don't want that.
Maybe I want
Like-
that. You don't know. You don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. Speaking of,
Gamers want the opposite of whatever you tell them they want.
that's true. So let's do the most dramatic thing gamers can ever do and roleplay, I guess. I don't know, whatever. Rise up, yeah. I kept having a way to start this introduction to real show, and Josiah, without fail, is like, I'm just gonna cut that one out of the air. Wow. Every single
Deflection!
every single train of thought was, stalled at the station. So, that's good. Last session, you went to see Voss's family. You went to see Voss's home. You got to see Voss's childhood bedroom. It was clean and orderly. And that led to some mildly interesting things, meeting a lot of characters. And ended up with Voss and Yuna exploring his family's temple, going a place where he should not go, and seemingly a draconic spirit being summoned to rid them of that place, which its powerful breath weapon took out Yuna, and Yuna has not awoken from such damage, despite healing potions, despite medical attention. Yuna does not appear to be waking up. So today, we start this session with Yuna waking up. In
Hey,
You're... wait a minute.
Hang on a second.
Ah!
I'm gonna hit doubt.
In your very comfortable, very warm bedroom back at home, back in Narashiro, Yuna wakes up. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go have breakfast.
Awesome. I can feel the treading on eggshells already. This is exactly what I want in life. You, you go across, all that sort of thing. Go to the, dining room. Dining room? You don't really have a dining room. You kind of have like an all-purpose living room sort of area, but it is filled with delicious breakfast foods. And Abigail, your little homunculus familiar, happily setting everything up with a big smile across their face. They see you and they're Yuna! I'm so happy to see you!
I'm gonna go give Abby a hug.
Abby gives a big hug back. It's like, are you all ready for today?
Yeah. What are we gonna do today?
There's the big magical ball is on. Everyone's going to be there. But
Well,
it
we have to
doesn't
get
seem that everyone's here for breakfast. There's all these empty chairs at the table.
I will go. Abby, can you go find them? Well, then no breakfast
Why?
is ready.
I don't know where everyone is. I know that Jareko already went to the ball to set it up, but everyone else, I don't know where they are.
All right, well, let's go find them, and I'll kind of pick Abby up and make my way down to the dungeon.
Yep, the one person you know is where they always are going to be. A surprisingly hard sentence to get my brain around. Is Rakath. Rakath, William, why don't you describe, going down the stairs to the dungeon, what Yuna finds?
Well, along the walls down to the dungeon, there's beautiful artwork, tapestries running down the entire wall. Really fine artwork overall. Beauty encompassed in every single detail within the art. And as you enter through the very nice wooden door, which is beautifully engraved, you would enter in seeing Rakath there, standing pale with his very fine, thin knife ears and, his smooth face. Everything about him just as you would totally expect. Smooth and beautiful. Really flowing blonde hair. Little unusual, of course, but absolutely gorgeous. And those eyes, let me just tell you, they are absolutely piercingly blue and beautiful.
I'm gonna run up and give Rakath a hug.
Abby
Rakath is going to just sweep you up.
Abby gives a little hug from inside the hug,
Oh.
being trapped between the two people.
Rakath, we gotta find the others. Breakfast is ready, and there's a dance later we have to go to.
Oh, of
Oh,
course,
pretty.
Yuna. We should do that as soon as possible.
All right, well, let's go find Torum.
Abby's like, but are there any friends in here? Rakath already always has such nice friends down here.
Do I have any friends down here, Ollie?
Would you have any friends down here, I suppose? Well, first of all, there's a fish.
There is definitely a fish with a big old grin on its
A
face.
big, smiley fish.
Oh no.
It's like looking into like an old school Disney cartoon. It's just a very happy fish.
It is literally Flipper from The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
It's like human teeth.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like the idea of like you look into the dungeon cells and there's just really smiley people. Like they look like they're having a great time.
There's like tea mats set up with like very short tables. They're literally in there having tea right
Yeah.
now with one another.
It's lovely. Lovely time down here in the dungeons. Everybody always has such a good time.
We wouldn't want to disrupt them. They're currently playing mahjong.
Amber's like, oh. Alright. Who to find next, I suppose, is the big question.
Well, I imagine Voss is at his school. That means Torum
Yes.
is somewhere here.
Yeah.
So we'll find Torum.
Okay. Would Torum be upstairs or in the sort of middle garden area of the house?
Ooh,
Let's say the garden area.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
And the floor that would usually be, is mostly empty, is not completely been renovated, is a grand, much larger than life, almost like a jungle of a garden, overflowing with beautiful trees, and beautiful smells, and beautiful flowers, and in there, always such a lovely place to be, is Torum.
So when you see Torum is bending down, sniffing the flowers. He hears you enter. Yuna, hello, morning. He runs over and gives you a hug.
Oh, I give him a
Did
nice
you
big
sleep
hug.
well? Oh, did you meditate well?
I think so. It was kind of weird. I woke up, which I don't typically do. Was I hurt before, maybe?
Oh, not that I know of, but it's nothing to worry about. Let's go have breakfast.
Okay. Oh, we have to go get Voss, though.
Oh, okay then.
And Yuna, if you require, I can always check in on you, just to make sure that nothing's out of the ordinary.
Oh, thank you, Raka. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I'm gonna check in on Yuna's.
Do a little eye test.
Do a little eye test. She's fine.
Everything is perfect. Nothing could be better.
You look absolutely perfect, my dear. Nothing to worry about at all.
Oh, thank you, Raka.
This is just a new campaign now.
All right, let's go get Voss, guys.
Absolutely.
You head outside. The city seems larger. Narashiro is a big city, yes, but it's a tight city. Everything's very close together. But through the eyes of Yuna, it's a big, but not scary place. It's not like these buildings are intimidating or anything like that. Every pathway, every doorway, every building is the possibility of a new adventure, of something new behind those closed doors. It's not a very long walk at all to find Voss's school, which I think perhaps you might want to describe, Mr. Voss.
Yeah. So Voss's school is pretty simple. Just like a big gateway kind of thing, not with really any closed doors. All finely crafted Dro craftsmanship. Pretty large courtyard, very nice, clean, pristine, very clean kind of I guess a house. I don't know what, like the actual dojo structure itself is very, very nice. Very
little
simple,
cottagey,
but
little
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't need anything over the top.
Nothing insane, but in the middle you'd see Voss in the middle of the courtyard just sitting there meditating. He looks exactly like Voss always does, wearing his armor and stuff, very pale white hair, dark skin, red eyes, 15 feet tall. Just exactly how Voss normally looks. And that is what you find.
As usual, I doubt Voss necessarily notices everyone approach, despite the fact that you go down a very, on the way to the dojo, the herbalism district, lined with apple trees, fruit trees, things like that. And you're like, have a little snack on the way. And you were probably already chatting and maybe humming, maybe singing a bit of a song. And Voss is just meditating. calmly.
Boss, we gotta go.
I'll open my eyes slowly and turn over and just say, Univar, welcome. Oh, I see you brought Torum and Rakath with you. Good to see you all. And I'll stand up.
Hello, Voss. Good to see you as well.
Yeah, exactly.
By the
There's
way,
a wonderful breakfast. You're gonna love it.
I like your school. It's very cool.
Thank you for saying so, Rakath.
Every time I have to. It reminds me every time.
I like that you like my school.
Ah, I like that you like that I like your school.
Oh, very good.
Let's go get breakfast.
Agreed.
Going back home. The streets aren't empty, as maybe you might expect, but they're filled with very, happy people, eating, having tea, having lovely conversations, laughter, all that sort of thing. And you can head back home for a lovely breakfast spread. Noticeably, the doors are not any bigger than normal. Voss has to crouch and scooch under them. And sit at entirely one side of this table. But that's fine. For this brilliant spread of food, all these delicious pastries, sweet sugary things, variety of different teas. Each one goes well with a different little bit of the dishes, that sort of thing. Some would say the kind of breakfast that a child would adore. Sugary, sweet, colourful, all that sort of thing. Abby will be eating plenty.
I think something of note, probably Torum will be eating as well.
Don't like that.
That's a real boy.
Any kind of, this is a perfect time to chat if any of you have anything to chatter about.
So, Abby, what is this ball that's going on tonight?
Well, all the best and bright and happiest and best people in the city are all going to be in the big tea shop. It's going to be great.
That sounds
fun.
fantastic.
There's no real reason. We're just all being friends.
This
Aw,
was
that's
announced
so
a
nice.
while ago. It's all very exciting.
It's not like you to
Oh, I don't
forget something
remember.
like that.
I guess not. I'll just kind of eat my food. A little bit concerned about that.
What's to be concerned about?
So, Rakath, how are your guests doing today?
Oh, they are doing absolutely wonderfully. From what I've seen, they've played around 14 games of Mahjong already, and 14 of Traitor. They may become as skilled in Traitor's Run as our good friends over at the tea shop.
Fantastic.
Alright, so I'm just gonna finish eating and then I guess get ready for this party.
Absolutely.
Just imagine Voss.
Yeah. The size of the building is exactly the same, despite giant Voss. Whenever I
do
think
have a
about...
question. This is very important. Does Voss have a bigger size plate or is it normal sized?
I think normal plates.
And does Abby have a normal sized plate? Or
Abby also has a normal sized plate, absolutely. Abby has the appetite of a full elf.
Good for her. Good for her.
I had a train of thought. Derailed again. Drat. Where were we going?
I'm gonna get ready for the party.
Yes, absolutely. I don't think there's really anything else you need to do here. Everything. It's like one of those things you kind of, go to get ready, get dressed, all that sort of thing. The table is cleared. Maybe, Nero went and handed that. Nero would, help you choose the best clothing for the ball and all that sort of thing. Be more than useful.
he also gets a hug.
Of course Nero gets a hug. And Nero would hug back very fully, very affectionately. No angst at all.
Most concerning thing we've seen to date.
Right?
Nero without anxiety.
That is actually way more accurate.
Wait, something's not right.
No anxiety.
This is all wrong.
Okay, then I guess we're gonna go meet up with Draco.
Mm-hmm.
I will make a point of noting that when Voss sees Nero in the thing, he'll just give him a bow and say, "Oh, Nero, how do you do today? You look well."
I am doing very well, Master Voss, but not nearly as well as how beautiful Univara looks.
I think we can both agree on that. She is looking absolutely fabulous today.
I will note, Nero, that is a new hairstyle you're wearing, and it suits you very well.
Indeed.
Thank you very much, Rakath. And Torum. You're all very dear friends of mine. And I would...
As you are of ours. If only it were socially acceptable for you to attend this party with us.
That's okay.
Perhaps some.
We'll have many more festivities in the future, I'm sure.
Absolutely, and hopefully they'll have those biscuits with the mushroom cheese that we can bring back, and then you can have your favorites. That's
I
my
would
hope.
appreciate that a lot.
I will do what I can to make sure we take as much food from this festivity as possible.
In the meantime, I'll make sure that your friends downstairs are absolutely cared for, and that
I'm so
nothing
glad.
untoward happens to them.
Make sure that if you can, the visitors in cell 3, they, I believe, may have chipped one of the mahjong tiles. I believe we have another set.
Oh, I'll make sure that that's dealt with accordingly.
Thank you very much, Nero.
We're still on for tea next week, Nero. I'm really looking forward to it.
Absolutely, we could have tea
I
at
do
any
so
time.
I do so much love our little chats. We have so much in common.
We keep great company.
Indeed, old friend, indeed.
Alright, anything else you want to do before you head out?
Just want to note, Rakath is wearing a very, very nice studded leather gambeson. Like, he looks very fancy.
It's like that, it's like dress armor, right?
It's dress armor, but it looks beautiful. His style is on point. You know, you're very pleased with it.
I like the idea that Torum's like armor plating is like the most extravagant version of what it would be now. Like it's
like
got the gold
lined,
trims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's just pimped out Torum.
It's...
I do want to go and see Kim and Runt, just to see Runt in a little suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Runt is the same. Runt is still a little goblin. And it's like, Lady Univara, and gets like a little monocle. Like, the potion making is going absolutely perfectly. It's like this whole chemical lab of brilliant colors and droppers and all the juices flowing all over the place. It's like a Willy Wonka's chocolate factory sort of thing going on.
Very good.
Count past 2.
I do. I want to ask, like, how is your arithmetic going? How is your studies?
Oh, well, I've figured out the decimal placing of pi to the 10,000th degree. So, very, very good, but I think I can do better.
All right, let's go to the ball.
Have a lovely day, Runt. And Kim.
And good day to you, sirs and madams. You head out. You know, you're a little bit away. You're like 5 minutes away, and you realize that you left your coin purse back home. Very easy mistake to make. No stress.
I'll go back and I'll grab it.
Just go back home and get it. Can you give me a perception check when you guys go back home? All of you can do that.
Oh. Oh no, it begins.
What do you mean it begins?
And I've already rolled my
Right, I
natural
forgot
one
I'm
for the day.
perceptive.
Yeah, no, you're Torum this time.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
not- You're not Rofi.
It would be Yuna who notices that there's no sign of Nero. When you get back, he's just not around. Like you find your coin purse very easily. You just left it on the side, you know. But he's just nowhere to be seen.
I guess maybe he just stepped out for a minute.
Maybe.
Sure, it's nothing to worry about. Let's go to the tea house.
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
The tea house is pretty much exactly as you remember it. Of course, Yuno might remember it far more extravagant and large than it maybe was in reality. Of course, this is the only reality that matters. All the tables and things in the tea house are all pushed aside, leaving this big, open air room as well. It has a roof, but similar to quite a few drow buildings this high in a city, like the roof has holes in it, which seems quite weird. But even though it wasn't raining on the walk here, when you get to the tea house, it's raining through these holes, and people are laughing, and people are, you know, tongues out drinking the rain in a happy childhood game. As people are laughing and chatting, and the place is filled with beautiful drow nobles and delegates of all over the place. And even, you know, dwarves and gnomes and mind flayers and Morderos. People from all over your recent memories and recent adventures, all over the place here. And William is way more happy about
Wow,
that
he's very
than Aaron
excited.
ever could be.
The kind cannibals will be here.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Catarat. Very excited. What about the Koatoa? That's a good point.
Oh,
That's a
I wonder
good
if
point as
Kato's
well.
here.
Oh, Kato.
Kato,
Oh, boy.
absolutely, yeah. The question is, who are you gonna see first when you're going through the ballroom? You step into the club looking so fresh. What do you want to
Probably Kato.
do? Not your brother.
No.
Okay. Just checking, I suppose. Commander Kato is wearing, it looks pretty much the same, but is wearing, you know, fancy dress armor that, you know, is not always entirely appropriate to refer to Kato as a paladin, but she looks like a paladin right now. You know, her rod under her arm, having this very polite discussion. She looks like an ancient painting of a hero, you know? She would be having a conversation with a few people and smiling. She would see you guys approaching and would kind of wave away the conversation with the lesser nobles and give a gentle bow. And will say, if it isn't the wonderful company of House de Vescos, I'm glad to see you could make it.
Hello, Kato.
It's good to see you as always, and Rakath reaches out for a hug.
Even in the dream, Kato hesitates, but does give Rakath a hug.
It's a very careful hug.
It's a
respectful hug. There's a good.
It's a
there's room
workplace
for
hug.
Jesus.
Yeah, there's room for Itherith.
There's room for Itherith in the space between the hug, but it's a workplace hug.
Gives Kato a respectful sort of small bow, like one of those like little sort of head nod bows.
While that's happening, I'm just gonna like lean to Yuna and just be like, I don't particularly like her.
I don't
Leaning
know why.
the 10 feet down to speak.
Exactly.
Yes.
Hey, Kato. I'm gonna give her a hug too.
She gives a bit of a warmer hug. I'm glad to see you. I feel like there might have been a bit of a tension between our friendship recently with all the work going on. But that's just what's
I
going
didn't
to be.
notice anything.
Well, that's good. I guess it was just my anxieties then. Happy that there's no problem at all.
Me too. Have you seen my brother around?
I believe he's making many friends over there. You see the largest crowd. You can't see him, you just see crowd. He's been having
wade
a
my way through the crowd.
brilliant time. She will come with you. Absolutely. I mean, of course, the whole party does. You go through the crowd and you see Jericho there wearing brilliant drow fashionry. He doesn't really look very different, but he's brushed up. He's got some colourful makeup on, which isn't entirely out of character for him anyway. And he comes up and mid-conversation talking to this crowd. He's like, well, and then, so I said, if you're the spider and I'm the fly, then wrap me up. And the whole crowd has uproarious laughter at whatever the story was.
Whatever the story was.
Brokos.
And then
I'm gonna wave to him.
when he sees you, he would visibly react with flourish and would say, "If it isn't my dear younger sister, the mastermind of House Daveskos." Would everyone please give a round of applause for Univara Daveskos? And of course they do. A little bit of cheering.
Rakath joins in vigorously, and
he would come over and give you a big hug, and then pat Abigail on the head, not disturbed by creepy homunculus doll whatsoever.
Draco, honestly, I don't remember having this party or setting this up. Did you do this?
Well, of course you wouldn't remember. I did most of the setup, as always. I had to organize everyone to get here, all your favorite people. I mean, that wasn't really necessary. I just thought that would be nice to do. We'd all have a nice time. But so much drama with, monsters, gnomes, ghosts, just to have some friendship here and just, relax together.
Other than, of course, the cannibals.
Sorry,
Galera Ales is...
What's going on?
Cannibals. There are several people I would like to see.
Well, I was gonna continue a little bit with Jericho saying, but of course, Rakath here did a lot of the setup as well. He's got a way with words, a silver tongue, helping convince people to come, and we're also going to give a lot of money to his new guild, helping the unfortunate people who just need a little boost in life. Absolutely. You could say this is a bit of a fundraiser, a bit of a charity gala, I suppose.
You guys are the best.
Anything for you, Univara.
I'm gonna go to get a drink.
You go away on your motorbike. Noom across the ballroom.
Anything is possible for Dream Univara.
Hell yeah. Alright, who did you want to go see?
Is Tanuma here?
Yes, absolutely. Tanuma, quite understandably, is not being very social. Is off to one of the sides where you've got kind of these planters that the trees are in. And she's sitting on them. They're kind of like a bench on the edges.
Have 5 heads?
She does not have 5 heads. That would be pretty metal. No, she's just sort of there. She is wearing a ball gown sort of thing, but it's not restrictive, and is filled with bangles and things that are clearly not very well hidden technology. And she's fiddling with a bracelet while you approach.
Well, I'm going to be approaching with Torum at the very least, because...
Absolutely. She would see him bring her goggles
Riding
down,
on his
because
motorbike.
even in a ball gown, Tanuma still has goggles to pull down, and would say, Torum Duros, is that you? You're looking resplendent. All these upgrades
Thank you.
are functioning at 200% efficiency.
They are perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much. And may I say, you are looking splendid tonight as well.
Well, that is to be expected in drow events. It would be a bit of a taboo to not look splendid.
Indeed.
It is good to see you, Tanuma. How have you been?
I don't know. We'll get back to that later.
Of course.
Just feeling having a bit of memory loss lately, probably due to some experiment. You know,
That does sound like you.
chemicals, magic. We've been working on so many things on the soul magic. It's understandably to be a little bit.
I'm sure it will
frazzled, I
come back
suppose.
to you very quickly.
I have no doubt.
I'm gonna roll insight on her though, real quick.
Sure. Yeah, she. Being a very smart person, Tanuma clearly knows something's wrong, but is trying, but also not a very socially skilled person. Is not very good at making it seem like there's nothing wrong. But she tried.
Yeah.
She put a bit of effort in.
Tanuma, could I be so bold as to ask you for a dance?
Well, I do have 2 left feet, but I'm sure that'll be fine.
I think that it will go just well. And
Please give me a performance check.
I'm
And
sure it's
Tanuma
gonna
will
go
also give a performance check.
super well. But also, oh, that's actually like real good.
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah.
Dream Rakath can dance. Tanuma rolled an 8. So, as expected.
Rakath is leading, but also in these moments, he's going to just whisper in her ear and just say, "It's okay if something isn't quite right. I've been noticing that today as well, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Try not to worry about it and enjoy the party."
Yes, I suppose when things are, things seem amiss, it's just best to have a bit of fun.
at least for now. But if something continues to be amiss, let's keep each other in the loop, shall we?
I'll seek you out if I notice anything else.
I appreciate that. And you danced beautifully.
The only thing amiss is your bad lying.
Well, it would be impolite for me to say anything otherwise.
She will.
And I'll guide her back to where we.
Yeah, she will actually end up talking with Commander Kato a little bit.
I would like to roll a perception check to see if I notice any sketchy shit going down,
Please do.
because that's just what Voss does.
And now you have a vantage point.
Exactly. And now I get
Voss is a fucking sentinel from like X-Men, just like crime detected.
yeah.
You notice Rakath sneaking some pastries into some pockets. But other than that, and other than some people adding a little bit extra alcohol to their tea, or a little bit of a particular sparkly powder being consumed by nobles, nothing really untoward is happening. Everyone's just having a lovely time.
That's excellent.
In fact, it's almost strange that nothing illegal is happening in such a large gathering of drow.
Apart from Rakath stealing food. But
Rakath is always a strange case. Even now.
not wrong.
So while I'm drinking and enjoying the party, I will ask Draco, like, did you notice if Nero had anything else to do today?
No, I think he was planning on staying at home And, well, you know, he's worried about how the party's going, so he's cleaning. You know, and you get worried, and he cleans, and sometimes when I worry, he cleans. But no, he's just planning on staying home. Why?
Well, we went back because I forgot my purse, and he wasn't there anymore.
Maybe he went out to get supplies or something.
Yeah, I'm sure it's nothing.
He would never disappear on us. He likes us too much.
I'm sure.
And we own him. For now.
I'll nod along to that and continue eating and drinking and dancing.
Genuinely enjoying. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Draco would mostly be, you know, staying around you within a bit of a bubble. Also eating, drinking, dancing, chatting to any beautiful men that happen to pass.
What a scene with Voss and Yuna dancing, and she's just standing on his feet, and he's like leaning, holding hands.
I have
15 feet tall. You might have to actually just pick me up, like,
Yeah, that's
and my
fair.
feet just dangle.
It's like dancing with your puppy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I have the image of Abigail just raving. I can't get it out of my mind. This like very
Yes.
responsible, like traditional medieval like event and all that sort of thing, and then there's just this tiny doll.
Start a mosh pit.
Can't get it
Small
out of
enough
my
that
brain.
no one can see her.
Yeah.
It's just like every now and then in the crowd, you just see this raving doll.
People
go
just
past.
like bump into
It's like
her.
glow sticks.
Yeah. Crystals.
He's going heavy in ether dust.
Is Galar Aeld here? One of the cannibals.
Galaerd was the elven cannibal, if I remember correctly. Yes.
That is correct.
Yes, the cannibals have their own table in the corner of the room. All the tables are kind of in the corner of the room, filled with food. Beautiful food, fresh meats, rising with delicious smelling steam.
They've got like a Korean barbecue setup going
They
on.
got a
They're
Korean
cooking it
barbecue
in the
going
center.
set up,
Love it.
exactly. She's still wearing a mask. It was much more of a masquerade mask than normal. She would smile and bow a bit to approach, and would say, Rakath, are you interested in any of our delights? Draco hired us to provide delicious food and furnishings for the festivities.
Lovely. I'm so glad to hear that. I am at the moment
A little bit full up on food as I show the pouch of pastries that I have.
Always the dashing rogue, Greg.
too kind.
By the way, I wanted to show you, and he's going to pull out the cherub mask, which is even finer now, and obviously built for his face beautifully.
For a different shaped face.
For a different shaped face, but in this case, it's almost smooth and white, very similar to the mask from Phantom of the Opera in terms of the setup.
Makes sense.
It's only got one half done and then over. And he shows that and actually places it on and says,
At your recommendation, I went and had one fashioned. And I can't thank you enough. It is beautiful.
There's an interesting thing in this world that even small chance encounters can have a big effect.
Indeed. And I am so happy for our chance encounter. It was such a pleasant meeting.
Well, I am glad that you think so, and I agree.
I'm glad to hear that.
and Rekka's just going to chat with them for a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Just sit and chat and catch up. See what they've been up to.
Eating people.
Eating
But,
people.
of course, it's all allegory and metaphor. Even in the
course.
dream world, it's like, well, we were having some people over for dinner. And some such. So, Rakav's chatting with some cannibals. Actual cannibals. Voss's crime watch. Yuna dancing, eating. Torum, is there anything you would kind of, want to do? You've got this whole ball. Anything seems possible.
Honestly, I think what Torum would be doing is watching Yuna, but staying like at a distance and just chatting with people, but being nearby always, keeping a watchful eye.
2 bodyguard boys.
The responsible ones.
The responsible ones. In which case, can you give me a perception check, Torum?
Yes.
This is when you roll like a fucking 2. Ah! Got him!
Amazing.
Okay, because you guessed that, what bonuses does Torum?
That was fucking amazing.
You actually do notice something, Torum. Yuna and Voss are too distracted to notice with kind of the mass of the party. But over near one of the bars, a box of things has been taken out. These beautiful spiral tall bottles of glowing green liquid that appear to be given away. Just given away for free. And you think that would kind of be something that Yuna would like as maybe a gift or something like that?
Then I would walk up to wait for Yuna to be done with whatever she's currently doing. Then, Yuna, there's someone over there giving away these beautiful bottles of this very interesting liquid. I figured you might like some.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna go
Lead her
over
over?
and look at it.
They appear to be greater healing potions.
Okay.
Not that you would need something like that for a party like this, but they're flavored deliciously. Beautiful looking. And there's 4 there just being given away for free.
Are they greater healing potions?
They are greater healing potions with elderflower extract and a little bit of rose tint in the aroma profile.
Yeah, I'll grab some.
Sure, there's 4.
All of them? Just
There's
grab
4.
all of them.
Yeah.
Safety.
And you know what? Dancing and partying has been a lot of fun, but I think I'll just look at these potions a little bit and maybe improve them.
Sure. Hell yeah.
Also smart.
Also
Safety.
Safety.
How long does it last?
An hour.
An hour? Okay.
Awesome.
Really, I can just improve 1. Because it takes me an hour to do.
Still a good idea.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll improve 1.
While that's happening, I imagine Voss, you would kind of come over and be big guard daddy, unless there's anything else you want to do, or anyone else you'd like to see.
Yeah, Big Guard Daddy is my official knighted title.
It sounds a
like the
lot
idea of
more
doing the-
graceful in Elvish.
Yeah,
like the idea of
doesn't
curing the-
translate well.
Oh my god.
BGD.
Like they're during the party, like whenever they're like moving about, just whenever like Voss and Tora meet, they just do a little nod back to searching.
I am
Man,
actually, when I'm
no.
done speaking with the cannibals, I'm gonna go find Catarat, the diplomat. for
The Evamari blind flayer, mind flayer
Yeah,
diplomat.
mind flayer.
Yes,
Look, there was a blind
absolutely.
man who was flayed by the mind flayers. It's an easy mistake.
That's
to make.
just Tuesday. You go over. They would be there. There'd be a small delegate of Ebimari. They look a little more humanoid. A little less like squids. More like purpley skinned people with extra large craniums.
I'd
they
be chatting
are-
with them in deep speech as well.
Yeah,
when I am-
they have little bowls of brain with spoons. It's like ice cream.
yeah.
They would offer you some. They would offer you some if you'd like some.
Ooh. Yes, please. Thank you.
Even in prepared in such a way, brains are tasteless and gross textured. But
Very interesting.
yeah, full of good eatins, I suppose.
Sprinkle some sugar on it.
Yeah, that would be the smart technique from all the pastries in your pocket.
not going to insult the Ebimari. No, they offered me food. I'm going to eat the food.
And they
I'm
would
sure
they would mention to you in deep speech. Speaking in deep speech, not using telepathy. We're so glad that due to you and House de Vescos and Lady Univara and Master Jareko that relations with our people and your people and the dwarves are as strong as ever.
I can't agree more. It's such a kind thing for you to say, and I appreciate it, but it is not just our efforts, but all of our efforts. Without the cooperation of each of our societies, none of this would be possible.
Absolutely. We're all just souls in this world, after all. I have the image, which is not how brains work, of like the brain unraveling like a big udon noodle.
It's a noodle.
I had that
It's-
same
yeah.
image too when you were describing.
Yeah! I hate it, but I love it at the same time. And now we just need to have a game where someone plays a Mind Flayer and it's just like iZombie. Like every time we describe you eating a brain, it's like a different dish.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a chef Flair, Chef Bobby Flair, and this is,
That's
I'm
a
sorry.
pretty great idea.
you know, I am going to also say to them,
I would love to come and visit your homeland at some point and study under you, if I could at some point. It'd be very much appreciated to understand further your connection and how your people operate. I'm fascinated by it.
You would all be welcome in our home. I think you would all be welcome anywhere in the Underrealm you wanted to lay your heads.
And we couldn't be happier about that. It's so wonderful with our societies living together in peace.
Yes, there's nothing more wonderful than peace. It's impolite not to slurp the brain.
it is. That's the bottom line.
Alright.
I'm imagining now just brain shooters as well.
Yeah,
Up on the table.
the ironic thing is like this is kind of for the dream world, but I like the idea so much that it's probably going to be canon, unfortunately.
That's not unfortunate
but-
at all. I'm really happy about that.
I suppose if the only thing you can eat are brains, you make it interesting. One way
Oh,
or
yeah.
another. All right.
Look, Chef Bobby Flair knows what he's doing.
And you know what? This is a great time for a little breaky brew. We can all get our own little brain snacks. I know I've heard of brain food, but this is ridiculous. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with more totally normal D&D activities.
This is what I want this campaign to be now. Just all the time.